Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we're actually at a bit of a crossroads here, where we are now able to start doing some really interesting things. Let's take a look at what's currently being requested of us. An orbital station around Kerbin, huh? Well, I want to just double check here. I'm actually tabbed out right now. Do we actually need a station over... a mining station over Kerbal? That's the sun, essentially. But no station actually over Kerbin. Interesting. So we don't actually need a station around Kerbin for this particular playthrough. However, an orbital station around Minmus, that's not a thing we need either. But exploring the moon, docking on or around the moon, huh? That is something we absolutely do have to do. Plant a flag on Minmus, that is something that will happen. Plant a flag on the moon. Yes, that is something that will happen as well. Anything else here? Surface deployed mystery goo observations. That's something that's literally happening right now. We'll do it. Surface outpost on Eve. That is a lot of fuel and monoprop on the surface of Eve. Now, I would probably mine the fuel and monoprop. Maybe we'll grab this. 9 Kerbals as well. And it must be fully assembled when launched. Now, I don't think that has to do with docking. I think that has to do with the Kerbal construction system that was added. So that's interesting. I think we'll hold off on this. I'm not going to grab this one. I agree with Gene Kerman. This sounds risky. Very risky. It also sounds like a lot of fun. That is true. That is definitely true. But I think we've got plenty to go on for right now. So let's go ahead and hop out of here. We did just receive a ludicrous amount of science. And so we're going to go ahead and spend some of that. Now, in order to go up this way, actually we don't need to... we don't need to upgrade our science department. I thought we did. At any rate, I'm going to accept this. Photovoltaic control panels, batteries, this is all good. We'll go ahead and grab that. What I'm mostly interested right now in is... Probodobodine Octo 2 is pretty good. What I'm mostly interested in right now is things like the communitrons and seismometers, magnetometers, magnetometer, perhaps? Relay antennas. Yeah, this is something that I'm deeply interested in getting. Gotta get that science. Scanning tech is the atmospheric fluid spectrovariometer. Sure. That has to be inside of an atmosphere, right? I'm pretty sure it does. It's a cargo part that can be placed inside inventories now? That's new. That used to be a science part. Interesting. Of course, apparently all of these are, because they can be constructed later on. That's true. That is very true. Now, I am interested in potentially grabbing... well, ultimately all of this. LT2 landing struts would be pretty good. We'll grab that. Medium reaction wheel. Okay, whatever. Not too keen on it for right now. The Probodobodine Rove Mate is not terrible. We could definitely grab that. The Octo 2 would be a good thing to have. We'll go ahead and grab that, and Gigantors would be nice as well. We'll take that. And we've still got science. I think we'll go ahead and grab this for some of these smaller engines. I don't know that we're going to use them immediately, but we may eventually. This is all kind of mediocre, in my opinion, right now, anyway. It's not exactly what we need. Air brakes would not be terrible, though. We'll take that, and that is all we can get for now. But that was a lot of science. So, let's go in here and take a look. We have completed a lot of returning home from Minmus stuff. Yep, exploring Minmus. Great. What contract do we want to do next? I mean, we need to go back to the moon and Minmus both. And these two would both happen at the same time. We could start our orbital station around the moon. That is definitely something that we could do. Let's check our modules to see if we have what I'd want. No, we don't. Okay. So I'll hold off on that for right now, and instead we'll open up the Pratihara lander again, and I think we need to go back to the moon here, and we should not bring this, or this. We should instead be bringing, let's see here, cargo. We should instead be bringing, a weather analyzer is atmospheric only, it requires an atmosphere, so that's not going to be useful. A passive seismometer would be fine. Of course, this would only happen when things actually crash, so that's going to be a thing. An ED monitor isn't too important. A communitron might not be the worst. We could bring that, just to be on the safe side. And we've already got an experiment control station, so maybe another power pack to be able to actually power all that. That seems fine. Okay, so there's our cargo, and we also have our EVA experiment kit, which we did not run on the moon yet, because I forgot to. So that's great. Inside of our service bay here, we'll go ahead and open this up. This is pretty packed currently, but we've got a little room in there. We could put in the magnetometer here. Guy's a little bigger than I thought he was, but okay. Interesting. That's an extension thing. Okay. We could potentially slot that in something like here. I don't know that that would survive re-entry. And that is very long indeed. What's that actually do? Run the report. Rated for some dynamic pressure. Okay. Warranty voided if used any place besides the vacuum of space. Okay. Interesting. We'll have to experiment with that. I do believe this is either a new part or a ReStock Plus part. I'm not sure which. At any rate, the mobile processing lab is something that we'll have in our stations. The barometer we already have in here. That's a Radio Science Junior inline goo containment kit. Sure. We needed, of course, light scanning arm. The seismic accelerometer we can put in here. That's a new experiment. And I am wondering where the spectral fluid variometer went. Should it not be in here? I'm pretty sure we got it. Let's go ahead and save this and hop out. I want to double check, I guess. Maybe I forgot to grab it. If so, we can't get it right now. That is... where was that? Fuel cells. Yeah, I actually don't remember where that was. Seismic accelerometer. Yeah. I actually don't remember. Maybe I didn't grab it. Maybe it was over here. Wait, we can do... Aha! I guess I was just looking in here. Or no, this is just... Nope, this is not what we're looking for. Variometer? Nope, it just doesn't come up. Oh no, it was highlighting this, wasn't it? Yeah, yes it was. I forgot to grab it. That's fine, we'll grab that later. Well, that was a completely pointless diversion there. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll have to experiment with this guy. I'm not sure that that's at all where we want to put that, but we'll close the service bay. We could potentially have a Kerbal grab it and store it up here when we do a return trip, assuming it survives ascent. That's a thing, for sure. Assuming it survives ascent. I'm assuming this is also a rerunnable part. So we'll experiment with that. I don't know what's going on exactly there, but I think we're pretty much good to go, with the slight exception that I want to put an antenna on this guy. We know that we had an antenna issue. So I would like to put on something that's a little bit longer range than the built-in antenna, which the built-in antenna is rated for 5K. Okay, so in that case, of course, we want to have something that is rated a little higher than that. Now this guy's rated a little higher than that. It's a little bit off center, I feel like. But that'll do. That's rated for 2G, and is that our best one that we've got right now? I mean, other than a relay antenna. Which, of course, we're eventually going to want to have those relay antennas. Technically, this one is rated for 15G. Okay. Those relay antennas we're going to want to put on our next generation communication satellites, which we're going to need to start putting up pretty soon. What if we did this? I mean, it looks a little dumb, but it works. Actually, that doesn't look terrible. Sure. I guess that'll be fine, and offset this weight a little bit. I do want to center that a little bit better. There we go. And let's go ahead and save that. And who do we want to have in this? This is going to be a moon mission. So I think I would like to send Sigfel, since we know that Bob isn't going to get XP from that, since he's already been to the moon. And we're going to bring Valentina up there as well. And Bill is, of course, our only engineer. So Bill will come along. Wonderful. I think that addresses all of the concerns we had for the lander craft. And of course, we're going to need some relay antennas. Oh, for a second there, I thought the game crashed, but no, it only minimized. Okay, we can grab ourselves a seismic scan here, and that is fine. We will grab that. And I'm wondering, does this work in Atmo? I'm guessing it doesn't. Okay. That's fine. We're just going to go ahead and collect the seismic scan, and off we go. Fantastic. We should have no problem here. Oh, that reminds me. I was told it was a little dark. I almost forgot. We should definitely boost the ambient light then. We'll boost this up to 50%. Please let me know if it's too bright. I can't see pre-YouTube compression, so please let me know. And that's about as close as we're going to get. Okay, that should be a lot brighter. Hopefully that'll work. Yeah, we're moving at about 100 meters per second. We will go ahead and start heading on over. I can't help but notice we had SAS off for a moment there, but it's fine. Luckily, Valentina can now point to all of these directions. She can't yet, unfortunately, point to the maneuver node. That's okay. So we are, of course, getting some real nice altitude here. I do want to just head over towards that prograde marker. Let's just do this a bit. Oh, that's definitely overshooting a bit. Okay. Well, we'll just sit here for a little while. Go on stability assist, please. We're going to be going a bit low, but we're going to be going pretty fast sideways. So it should, in theory, be okay. We are, of course, going to the moon. And we are going to ditch off our SRBs. Now. Excellent. We're definitely going pretty fast. There's no doubt about that. We'll go ahead and hit up that prograde marker now. There we go. Apoapsis is in space. We'll keep boosting up for a little bit here until we're at about 85. There we go. And we'll just go ahead and circularize. And that'll be a little bit of DV, but that'll be just fine. Yeah, no real worries there. We'll hop on over to that maneuver node as soon as we can anyway. And I do want to move these guys down over here, because we're going to be ditching our nose cones pretty much immediately. In fact, are you ready for explosions? Because we're about to get explosions. Kaboom. And that is how you prevent littering, I think. Says the guy who literally left an entire upper stage on the surface of Minmus. Oh boy. We're just trying to get over to the marker right now. We're slowly making our way. 38 seconds. Okay, so T minus 19. We'll go ahead and grab our magnetometer report. Excellent. We'll keep that and collect. That is a rerunnable experiment, so that's perfect. And we're going to want to burn this in just a moment here. We'll go ahead and time warp forward to T minus 19 seconds. And we'll burn now. Excellent. We'll just make our way into orbit here. We're going to have to burn a little bit of our maneuvering stage, but that's fine. I don't mind that. That is, of course, completely expected. And that's mostly because I feel like our first stage is just slightly overpowered right now. But that's fine. And off we go! Facing that node a little. There. Pretty good orbit. We'll take it. So, of course, we are going to head to the moon, and we're going to want to head in somewhere like over here. That'll be 800 meters per second or so. That'll be reasonably fine. We'll just go ahead and adjust this maneuver node a slight bit. Bring that on down to be not that. I can tell you that for now. Okay, we'll probably want to make this a little radial. Yep, a little radial, all right. And we'll just bring that down to about 50 kilometers. About like that. Excellent. We'll go ahead and line up for that burn. That is going to be a 1 minute 45 second burn. So we will, of course, want to burn that at T minus 37.5 seconds, I think? No, that's not correct. Half of 45 would, of course, be 22.5. So T minus 52.5 seconds. Okay, we'll go ahead and warp towards that. 2 minutes, 1 minute. Okay. So here in just a moment, 52.5 is what we're going for. Just lining it up a bit. And we will burn this right about now. Excellent. And off to the moon we go. This should be... I mean, this is going to be not too bad of a burn, really. Once again, we're going to have a lot of delta V in this. This is not a shock, of course. It's just what we're going to have. And then we're going to need an in-space high magnetometer reading. So we'll grab that as soon as we can. And then, of course, a seismic accelerometer reading once we get to the surface of the moon. Which will be completely fine. In fact, we're probably going to get 3 of those, now that I think about it. Where else are we going to land on this particular flight? We're kind of not. So, yeah. Off we go to the moon. About 400 meters per second left in this burn. I'm noticing that I don't hear the engines here. I think I turned down the spacecraft a little too much. We'll turn that up to like 40%. Yeah, that's a little better. Excellent. I had all these settings dialed in before Microsoft decided to brick my install. Thanks, buddies. Oh, I don't know if you noticed in the I don't know if it's actually on the craft anywhere. I did get the flag put back. So we have our correct flag again. So that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. We are about 70 meters per second away from done with this burn. And this is probably in the good enough category, but I'll just go ahead and make sure here. How are we doing? Yeah, that's actually even better. This is going to be quite the inclination. Let's see about altering our inclination a bit here. It'll be most efficient to do it now. So let's try a radial burn. Actually going the wrong way. Or rather, not a radial, a normal burn. Let's flip over to anti-normal. And bring this right on down. Because this is definitely more of an inclination than I'd like. Yeah, this is better. Of course, we're going to have to push out our apoapsis again, but that's okay. Let's just go ahead and get this burn done. Not like that. That'll do. Actually, I want to check our... This is not our final inclination, I don't think. No, that's not our final inclination. Okay, this is fine. I don't mind this inclination. Let's go ahead and flop over to prograde. Let's see if this is correct. I'm not sure if we need to go prograde or retrograde right now. I think prograde is what we want. Nope, we want retrograde. Okay, that's fine. We'll head on over there, and we'll just raise this back up to 50 kilometers. I mean, we could land just coming in like that. That would be exciting. That's not what we're going to do. That is absolutely not what we're going to do. We're going to bring this up to... Actually, 33k is perfect. Do that. Now, this is still a little bit off plane, but that's fine. It's not too bad, and we can adjust that once we get over here. We'll do a retrograde burn and circularize this right on up about like this. That will do. That will, of course, be a retrograde burn. We'll just go ahead and warp to that maneuver, and actually, we will stop this because I want to grab our magnetometer reading now that we are in space high. Excellent. We'll keep that, and we will collect all. And this auto retracts, so that is interesting. Sure. Now we'll go ahead and warp to in space high over the moon. Excellent. And we'll arrive there shortly, and we'll get another magnetometer reading. There we go. Let's grab this one. Perfect. And we will go ahead and collect that. And we'll head over to our next maneuver. Hello, Moon. We'll be in space low here, of course, and this is going to be a 31-second burn. We'll get our magnetometer reading from in space low. So we're going to want to burn this at T-minus 15.5 seconds, and we'll go ahead and keep that experiment. We'll collect that in our storage unit. We'll go ahead and warp forward a little bit towards T-minus 15.5 seconds. I can't help but notice this speed does not appear to be increased by time warp. Exciting. I slightly overshot, but we're still fine. No concerns here at all. And we'll just brake by another 200 meters per second here. We are now officially in orbit over the moon. This is no longer a flyby situation. Excellent. And I'm just watching our apoapsis here. It's looking good. Good enough. Okay. So, I don't want to land in the dark. That is for sure. Let's go ahead and give this an orbit. Yeah. I do not want to land in the dark. So let's just go ahead and do a warp here. And we're just going to orbit around until we are in the light side. Hello, Mystery Goo observations from Minmus. That's 22.5 science. Excellent. Okay, we're going to be in the light very, very shortly here. Hello, that's an eclipse. Goodbye, Kerbin. Get out of here. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to give this one more orbit, and we'll do something like this. So we will, of course, want to, somewhere over here, adjust our inclination so that we're going to be flying directly over this site. Something along the lines of that should do. And then once we're over, we'll do a maneuver here to kill our horizontal speed over the site. We'll set our site as the target, and we'll see how close we can get. The answer is probably not particularly. However, that is a job for another episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time when I remember that I forgot to extend this antenna. Fantastic. Oh boy.